Lifting out watercolour. What comes to mind when you think of swans or fluffy clouds? Beautiful effects can be obtained by lifting out paint. Use a good quality watercolour paper such as 425 grams, 200 pounds, high white Saunders, Waterford. Here in this little demo I've used salt, little sprinkling of salt as well, which has similar effects of lifting out paint. So I'll take my trigger spray, have it that way. I'll spray the back I think, and then it will stick on the board a bit easier. A little trigger spray, so I've got partially wet paper and partially dry paper. I like that, it gives nice effects. I've mixed a bit of green gold and Antwerp blue watercolour. So I'll start with green gold. I've mixed it to a semi-skimmed milk consistency, or maybe slightly thinner. Not too thin, else the technique doesn't work too well, so it just comes with a bit of practice. So there's some nice green gold on there. And now I'll put some Antwerp. Put a bit more water in it, I think. Putting it on randomly on my lake for the swans, and then I think I'm going to leave it like that, tilt it slightly. Lovely effects of watercolour. It's such a beautiful medium, but it does have a mind of its own, so a little bit of planning sometimes is no bad thing, even with little demos like this. In this little example I showed you the salt, but it'll take a little while to work, so I'm going to put it on now. Normally I would put it on in a couple of minutes. Salt has to be put on before it dries, so I'm just putting a little bit in the reedy area, and taking my little number 6 brush and a piece of kitchen roll. I've dipped it in clean water, fairly clean water, and it needs to be clean because we want to take the paint out. So I've dabbed it on my kitchen roll and I'm doing like a shape of an S here for simplification, just sculpting a swan. It doesn't really matter about the perfect shape because the paint will probably run back in. It may well run back in. So it's just so that it's like a suggestion of a swan in the distance. And now I'm going to do one, dabbing the brush on my kitchen roll. I'm going to do one probably sure. I think I'll do him here in like a Z fashion, something like that. And as you can see, it's not lifting because the brush is filled with paint, so I'm going to dab it on my kitchen roll, and here we go again. It's quite pale now again, and then again dabbing it, sculpting my swan, something like that. It's quite full of paint now, so I need to wash it again and dab it on my kitchen roll, and the neck seems to have shrunk now because the paint's gone in, so it will keep changing shape as you do it, so it's a sort of like a sculpting thing. The other thing I like to do is to add a little bit of spatter, which just gives a feeling of them on the lake, and you can bring out little ripples as well. I won't do too much more because it's obvious that they are swans there together, and I don't think the paint's going to run in anymore. Perhaps it will on this swan, so I'll just bring it out a little bit there. Another interesting thing I learned yesterday is if you drape your, probably a clean one, drape some damp kitchen roll onto the surface of your paper and then lift it out, you get some nice marks. You can do it with dry, but it's different with wet. With wet kitchen roll, and this method is good for clouds too. So I'm going to just bring it to conclusion now. I think I'll bring his neck a bit round there more. And then to put some reeds in, it's quite nice to use the corner of a tube. I think I'll bring the reeds in from this side. Now, because the paint is so wet, when I do this, as you can see, the paint is running into those areas I've scratched out. But as it dries, you'll get lovely highlights. But at the moment, it's because it's so wet. Just going to bring a bit more round for ripples and things. I need it to hurry up and dry, really. You can lift out. Oh, it's beginning to dry now. You can see you're getting these lovely highlights. And the other thing is using the fingernail as well, which I'll show you in a minute. But you can lift out of dry paint, which gives a different effect slightly. This is a bristle brush, an acrylic bristle brush, which might be easier in that instance. It's all about experimenting, really. Such fun. So as you can see, I'm getting more highlight effects now. And the other thing I like to do is use a pencil to define. So I might define perhaps the swan in the shadow there. Just, or if I left it till it was dry, then it wouldn't be so. It wouldn't be so dark. Just thinking, I thought I had a green pencil, but it's blue. I normally try and keep them similar colours, like greens and blues, or if I was doing a red flower, for instance, I would use like yellow and orange and reds for pencils. So I'm going to bring this up. I don't like them the same height, really. So I'm going to bring it round, just like that. And then his body is coming round here, and make a bit more of the reeds paints. I think I need to perhaps bring a little bit more out of the near Swan, and then I think we're about there. I hope it's given you some inspiration to have a go yourself. You get such a beautiful effects by lifting out watercolour paint. I can just give him an eye there. I hope you like it and are inspired to have a go yourself. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video to enable more videos and 10-minute techniques to come. Thank you for watching. See you next time.